The Miller Genuine Draft 500 here at Pocono International Raceway in northeastern Pennsylvania is under a rain delay. We have completed 176 laps of this race, and at the moment, Rusty Wallace is the leader. Our Speed World coverage is being brought to you this afternoon by GMC Trucks. It's not just a truck anymore, it's quality on the road. By Quaker State, the Big Q is One Tough Motor Oil. And by Budweiser, the king of beers with that clean, crisp, cold taste. Nothing beats a Bud. Jerry Punch is with Alan Kowicki as both of them try to dodge the raindrops.
Indeed, Bob. We happen to be underneath the Hooters hood here at the back of his truck, and certainly that would be nice as well to have an afternoon here with something good to eat from Hooters. But Alan, second pole of the year, the car ran awfully well early in the race, and then you happen to be caught in that melee up in turn 3. What happened? What did you see up there?
Some cars, there was a whole pack of cars, and a couple cars got together. Someone started spinning. I think it was Hut Strickland, and I don't know. I saw Richard Petty's car look like it got really airborne, and I almost went down pit road. I thought I had it cleared, and there was a car there, and there was a wide open spot on the track. I went for it, and out of nowhere, Darrell Waltrip came spinning in front of me, and we got the front end tore up on the Hooters Ford, and that's too bad. The car ran great. The guys in the crew did a good job, and I think we had a legitimate shot to win this race. I think Schrader and I were probably the two best cars out there at that point.
Now, you're going to have to pit. I understand you're sitting 16th right now, 2 laps down. Still could get a pretty good finish out, I guess, if you can get back to green.
Well, we'll probably have one more pit stop for gas only if it ever gets green, though. It doesn't look too good right now.
Not very optimistic right now from our position here in the pits. Very, very overcast, still raining, but anything can happen here because it's Pocono, and certainly we'd like to get some more racing on the air. Bob?
Yeah, you remember last time we were here and it rained so hard, it looked as if we were going to have to call it a day early, but then the sun came out and the track dried very quickly, so that could be what we're looking at here later this afternoon, although again there has been a lot of moisture fall in the front stretch, and all the way around this racetrack is very damp. The trucks have stopped. They are no longer on the racetrack trying to keep it dry, so it's just a matter now of waiting out the rain and seeing if we can get this thing back underway.
Yeah, those trucks were losing ground out there. Really. They're trying to dry the track. It was getting wetter by the minute, as you have said several times. The rain was really pouring down, although it seems to have slacked off a little bit right now, but the racetrack is very, very wet.
Yeah, at least we can see the second turn now. A few minutes ago, we couldn't even see over there. It was raining so hard, but it does continue to rain a little bit. Well, Jerry now has hooked up with Dale Jarrett, who's having a good run here today, right now running in 6th position.
Well, indeed he is, and we almost changed the rating on this show. Dale quickly got his uniform slipped back up on his waist here, and we might have had some real cable television here. Dale, first of all, congratulations on what has been a real good run for you so far.
Well, thanks. We've struggled with the Citgo Ford. We're getting beat down the straightaway a little today, but the car's driving awfully good. I tell you, and Eddie has really put a setup under the car that really lets me get through the corners, and we're doing a lot of shifting out there. That's something new for Pocono here with us and for me, but it's working well in that respect. But 6 is about as good as we could do. We fell way behind earlier in the race, and we blew up an engine yesterday afternoon in practice, the very last thing. We didn't get a chance to tune this one in, and it's made a little bit of difference. But, we'd probably be happy with 6th right now. I know the fans would like to see these last 24 laps, but the way things have gone today, we'll put the Citgo Ford in 6th and put it back in the truck.
Now, you've had a couple of close calls. Early in the race, you spun out of turn 4, managed to keep the car out of the wall. What happened then? Well,
we'd gotten the car adjusted, and I was trying to come back up through, and Greg Sachs slid up a little bit, and I thought I had enough room to get between him and get by him, and I just didn't. I misjudged it. It was my fault, and I hit him, and when I did, he just turned me sideways. I was up on the ripples anyway, and he just turned me sideways, and instead of turning back and hitting him again, I just locked it down and spun it out. So we were lucky we got a caution there. It didn't hurt anything, and that was my mistake for the day, and it's all my fault. Just glad it didn't mess Greg up anymore, and didn't mess our car up anymore. So, we've had to struggle back, but it looks like we're going to get a top 10 out of this, and that'll be a pretty good day's work here at Pocono.
That second wreck up there in turn 3, the big one, you really snaked through that. Looked like a running back hunting for a hole there at the line of scrimmage. You came through unscathed.
Yeah, we were fortunate. My spotter did a good job, saw it happen right off. Of course, I saw it happen, and he let me know where cars were going, and I got slowed down enough, and it was just a miracle to miss all of that because cars were going everywhere. I started down pit road, and 2 cars went flying that way, and I decided not to go there. And then as I started towards the inside, I was following Alan Kulwicki, and there comes Darrell Waltrip right across in front of me. Unfortunately, Alan didn't get stopped, but I was slowed down enough that I could get by it. So it was a heck of a wreck. Glad the guys are okay, but I hate to see that many good cars go out.
Well, you got a good run going here, maybe a good finish, right 6th right now. And one final question, the announcement to be with Joe Gibbs next year, you got to be awfully excited about getting the Redskin coach into NASCAR racing.
Well, I am. I'm looking forward to it. It's a good opportunity, I think, for me. It was a tough decision in leaving these guys, but just one, you have to take a chance somewhere along the line and see how things are going to work out. And this looks like a very good opportunity for me. A good sponsor, and looks like I'm going to have a good crew chief that we'll be ready to name next week. So a lot of good things happening, and just look forward to that. But the main thing I want to do is win a race with these guys in 91.
Well, the Wood brothers and Dale Jarrett still have a good shot at it. They're 6th today, and if we get back to green flag racing, who knows? It's Pocono. Let's go up to John Curtin, who's standing by with Dale Earnhardt.
I tell you, I think that Dale and I might be able to fish down here by his truck. We got a little stream running by. What?
Trout stream.
Trout stream. You were involved in that big crash. What happened out there?
Well, really, I got there when Petty was in the air. I thought I had it missed, and they bumped me from the rear and shoved me on in the rut, and then who knows what else I hit. I don't know. We're just trying to steer out of it. And it's one of them deals. I hope nobody started that at the first. I hope it was all accidents. I hope nobody turned nobody sideways on purpose or anything.
Got the rain coming down. I would imagine that with the way the day has gone for you, you would just rather that they finish this race and you could get on your way back home.
It wouldn't bother me too much, but I'd rather the last, 20-some laps maybe.
Yeah.
Don't matter to me. I can do it or not.
How the car just looks beat up and just beat all the heck. How is it to drive out there?
Well, it doesn't drive too good. The right front A-frame is bent. It's the biggest problem, and, the aerodynamics is not any good, but the right front A-frame is posing a problem, really. It's skating off the corners pretty bad, and other than that, it drives pretty good,
Well, I think you got to give these guys a hand. They worked really hard after that big wreck, and as Dale said, it was a little bit tough to drive, but they're out there gunning for that Winston Cup championship.
And Earnhardt, of course, is the leader of the point standings right now with 146-point advantage on Ricky Rudd as the 1991 Winston Cup season is now in its second half. Doesn't appear to be raining quite as hard, if at all, here on the main straightaway at least, and so we again renew our optimism about the possibility of this thing getting restarted at some point, but because it will take quite a while to dry this racetrack, we are looking at still quite a while before we can get this race resumed again with the final 24 laps. We'll be back with more of our live coverage of this Miller Genuine Draft 500 from Pocono